Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Bill Levinson, Managing Partner with Levinson and Associates. With me today, I have Joseph Lochran, our Marketing VP. So, first off, I appreciate everyone taking the time, especially in the middle of a Tuesday afternoon. I call it Positive Tuesday, even though you could say, well, Bill, there's really not a lot to be positive about right now in these trying and challenging times. And the way that I look at this is, yes, these times are very rough. Most of us have never experienced anything like this, not even remotely close. But at the same time, we're all very fortunate to be in a business where we can help people online, over the phone, all over the country. And, thank God, I mean, you feel horrible for these people that own retail stores or shopping centers or restaurants. I mean, it's a horrible, horrible thing, and you try to support them with everything you can do. But, we're in a spot where we can help these families, right, and do most of this from A to Z over the phone or even through GoToWebinar, GoToMeeting, or Zoom, and have a successful transaction where the family is protected and happy, and you as the agent can supplement your income or obviously provide food on the table during these trying times. And, you're seeing a lot of our competition right now. You're seeing a lot of GAs out there and these MLM, multi-level marketing groups. They're trying to market and take advantage of the situation and take advantage of agents that really don't know what to do. So number one, be very wary of some of these ads that you're seeing, okay? And we're seeing, hey, call us for free leads. We have, a lot of younger guys and girls that are part of these MLM groups that are, 22nd or 18th down, from the top, where everybody's taking a cut of their commissions. And they literally don't even have a contract with the company. They have a contract with their upline, okay? And what they're doing is they're marketing all over social media saying, hey, we have the tools and technology so you can sell during this coronavirus pandemic, and we're here to help, and we give free leads, etc. Okay, the bottom line is don't fall for anything like that, okay? Please, I'm telling you right now, because what can happen, number one, you'll be tied and locked into a 40% contract. You'll be handcuffed to where you can't get out no matter what, okay, because they lock you in. If you decide to make a decision like that, you see something attractive, get in writing that they'll release you at any time. Okay, it's very, very important, but my gut tells me you're not going to get anything like that in writing. Okay, I promise you. The point is, we've all been doing this for a very long time. Okay, we were founded in 1972, and there is no secret to this business. There is no possible way that you're going to make 100% commissions, get free leads, and have some exclusive technology that's going to make sales for you from Key West to California. Okay, it doesn't exist. And the bottom line is, I don't care how much business you're doing with a certain carrier, there's only so much in the pie. Okay, we've always looked at this like, you know what, if we can bring enough agents to the table that write enough business, and our overrides are much slimmer or smaller than normal, but we have the volume there, so we're making it on the bigger number, we're very happy, okay? Just like Costco. We're happy with making, let's say instead of, a huge override and saying, oh, we're going to kill it on these 7 agents. No, we'd rather take a slimmer margin on 18,000 plus agents all over the country, which also gives you the opportunity to recruit other downline agents with some of our platforms. It's a great opportunity for you all. And I'll tell you right now, everything that we're going to go over today, most of it is not available through other IMOs. And if there is something that is that great out there, especially during these times that we don't have, please tell me about it, because I want to look into it. And I'm going to tell you 99% of the time, there's something under the covers they're not telling you. And if it's something that is that great, please share with me, because if it is that great, we're also going to offer that to our agents. I promise you that. Okay, we're going to make it through these challenging times. We're going to come out on the other end. We're going to be doing better than ever in 2020 and this year. I promise you that. And I said on the last webinar, I don't care if I have to drive to West Virginia and set up a tent in a forest and do business from there. I mean that. Well, it turns out West Virginia now has a few cases, so you really can't say that anymore. But the bottom line is we're not going anywhere. We're here to help you. We've been doing the same thing since 72, and you have my word, we will not miss a beat. If we're doing it here in the office, remote, you will not be able to tell the difference because our customer service is always going to be top notch. And if it's not, please share with me. I want to know about it. Okay, couple things real quick. Me and Joe are going to dive into some great tools, technology. You need to know the basics with e-apps, drop tickets. You need to know about some of the latest carrier changes due to this awful virus. Okay, it's very, very important. We have some of our bigger agencies and agents, yes, they're of course sorry for everything that America is going through right now, but at the same time, they've been set up to do business like this from day one before this even came about. So they're not going to miss a beat. And we wanted to share all of these tips and tricks with you all. And that's what today's platform and webinar is all about. So real quick, we have some neat stuff to go over. We have a carrier now that will write term or permanent up to $5 million, no exam. We're also going to share some great trainings with you that we did in the past with some of the top sales coaches over the years. Okay, one is Joe Ross, one is Todd Ewing. Some really neat stuff that in some of your downtime from home or over the weekend, you should be listening and learning to some of this. We literally paid a consultant, okay, in my opinion, one of the top sales consultants in the country, and he did a 3-part training just for our agents, and it talks about exactly this topic, and that's what we're going to show you in just a few more minutes here. Okay, let's dive in, Joe, and I want to start with the first slide just to give everyone some neat ideas. So real quick, this was a post that we saw on the right side. You'll see a picture of a guy with his hat backwards, life insurance telesales agent pre-coronavirus, and then life insurance telesales agent post-coronavirus, or during, I should say. Nothing has changed. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to share with you all. We also have some really neat lead programs that we're going to show you that what's available today through your relationship with Levinson and Associates on the annuity side, on the life insurance side, on all sides, excuse me. On the left side, I thought this was great. This is a Instagram social media post by one of our agents. And what he's saying is, yes, these are challenging times. He's marketing the message, hey, during a time like this, do you have your family protected? And not only do you have your family protected with life insurance, but do you have the new kind of life insurance that pays while you're still alive? He shows some great examples about living benefits and how if you had a policy like this during times like this, the policy could trigger and accelerate part of the death benefit. So he is doing great. He's on this webinar right now as we speak. So I wanted to share some of this with you all. That's on the left side. The bottom line is this is a time we all need to get creative, get hungry. I call it scrappy, okay? This is the time when you need to be hammering the phones and e-blasting and coming out with some great marketing techniques. And we have some great examples that we can co-brand for you. So there's no excuse. If anyone says, oh, I'm taking a break for the next couple months and we'll see what happens, you are going in reverse. That's crazy. We are getting more life insurance and annuity quote requests than we've ever had in history, folks. So I promise, I shared on the last webinar, we just wrote our biggest case in history, over $500,000 of target premium, okay? It's not placed yet, but we just got in the application. And there's a reason why people are scrambling and families are sitting home, they're at the dinner table, and they're saying, well, Gary or Susie, whoever the breadwinner is, if something happens to our family, do we have a death benefit tax-free check that's coming in the mail? Okay, and there's a lot of times the answer is no. Well, guess what? Call the local life insurance agent. Whoever's aggressive with marketing online and social media, they're going to get that lead. Okay, we have more leads coming in on Insure Me Now Direct than we've ever had before. And keep in mind, those leads are going to whoever is signed up in the platform who has the closest zip code to where the lead comes in from. Okay, so we are sending those leads out to our active agents with Insure Me Now Direct. My only point is, yes, this is a horrible time, but as insurance agents, financial advisors, it is a great time for us to help these families and win at the same time. It's a win-win, in my opinion, and that's why we wanted to have this webinar today. Okay, the next slide is just to let you know that we are doing everything that we can as far as coronavirus it goes. In our home office here in South Florida, we're making sure everyone is protected. We have literally bottles of Purell sanitizer in every station. Okay, some employees are working remotely and getting full pay right now as we speak. And if anything changes, like I said, we have been ready. You have to remember, we're located in South Florida. This is home of hurricane disasters. So we've been prepared for this for the last 10 plus years. So if anything happens, we are ready. And like I said 3 times already, we're not going to miss a beat. So I just want you to feel comfortable knowing that Levinson isn't going anywhere. Okay, I promise you that. I'll say it now, I'll say it during, I'll say it when this is all over. Same exact thing. We are set up technology-wise, where everyone can work remote. Our server will be up and running, our website, our mobile app, which you better have it downloaded on your smartphone or tablet, okay, because that's going to be your home base. No matter, even if everything was back to normal, you still need to have your app up and running. That's a great place to run quotes, use drop tickets, check on case status, everything updated in real time. It's a free download. Okay, here we go. It's time to jump right in. Joe is going to hold your hand, and we understand we have some more advanced agents in the technology space, and then we have some agents that need like a 101 that have never sold over the phone or online using an e-app or drop ticket or DocuSign. So we're going to share a little bit for everybody, okay? And then at the end, we're going to ask our famous question on Positive Tuesday. Whoever answers first incorrectly wins the new Amazon Fire tablet, so you can start taking some e-apps and drop tickets right through your tablet and even conducting a Zoom or GoTo meeting right from your tablet. We're going to show you how simple this is. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So real quick, I'm going to jump in and kind of dive through everything. Of course, this is being recorded. We will be sending out this afternoon all the pertinent links and access to e-apps, e-delivery, all the sales platforms and tools that we're going to go over to help you kind of sell digitally and really kind of ramp up those telesales and telecommuting for those agents that are no longer going to be seeing clients face to face. So the first thing is right on our website, levinsonassociates.com, you'll see a new button there that says COVID updates. Basically what we're doing is as the carriers are updating us on all the new underwriting guidelines and increased non-med limits and kind of ways that they're doing business, we're actually updating that brand new section of our website in real time. So just today, we've added updates from Protective, AIG, Pacific Life, Lincoln, Mutual Trust, even Principal Disability. Those are all available on that new page. You can basically click and see all those updates in real time. The best part about that section is it has links to all the carrier resources. So if you want to learn more about the training, the e-applications, the drop tickets, you can also access everything through that portal. We've got some other great resources that kind of really dive into just how to use those tools. I'm going to go into those in a couple slides. Real quickly here, some underwriting updates that I just mentioned. This is kind of a positive thing for some carriers. Principal Financial, their DI product, we just had a webinar on that product last week. Some really, really great sales ideas. They upped their non-med limits to $10,000 of monthly DI income. On the individual plan for the business overhead, up to $25,000 a monthly benefit, and on the business buyout plan, up to $1 million. That's up from about $360,000 or $370,000. So we're seeing these carriers really adjust to make it easier for you to write business and to kind of work with your clients without having to do extensive pyramid exams or blood or urine. Lincoln kind of updated some foreign travel guideline, really nothing unexpected there, just kind of delaying some policies until clients are basically back in the U.S. and they've passed that quarantine period. So a lot of carriers last week rolled out similar guidelines. We got a great email from Gerber Life today, which is actually part of our Sell While You Sleep platform. We'll dive into that in a couple slides. But basically, Gerber Life, in my opinion, is one of the easiest ways to do business in e-app. They have guaranteed issue, children's whole life, final expense, and Levinson agents actually have access to a proprietary call center where you can actually call in. The insurance company is on the phone. They go through the entire application process. You never had to see your client once or print one piece of paper. So everything is done online. You get instant approvals. They basically send the policy right to the client. So you can literally do everything on the phone with your client. And of course, the Gerber name is great, part of our scholarship platform as well. So just a couple quick updates there. Moving forward, Pacific Life, we just heard this morning that they're reducing the cap on the GUL product to $2.5 million. That's effective April 1st, but they're the only carrier we've seen actually reduce death benefit amounts on some of the permanent products. On the opposite side here, on the right-hand side, LSW actually just announced yesterday that they're taking their non-med plan and increasing it up to $3 million of death benefits. So that's great news. They're also looking at all their in-house policies that are pending to see if they can maybe switch them over to some non-med underwriting. So really seeing a big push on the carrier side to avoid pyramid exams, avoid the lengthy underwriting process, and kind of really streamline everything. So I think it's a great shift in the right direction to kind of make things a lot easier for your clients as they're going through the underwriting process. Another quick update here. This is really what I wanted to focus on today, which was the digital sales or telesales aspect. Like Bill mentioned, we have a lot of agents and GAs that are already writing in that virtual environment. And so what we've done over really the last couple of years is kind of put together all the top agent information, training for that specific scenario, so you can actually jump right in. We get so many phone calls, even before the pandemic scare that we're going through, of agents saying, I'm trying to transition into kind of doing everything over the phone. And so we put together all these different telesales training opportunities and recorded webinars that literally show you and walk you through the process of how to take that sales opportunity that you're used to doing belly to belly and take it into that online environment where you're doing a video conference with a client, or you're solely on the phone, you're selling to clients in other states using your non-resident license. So we have those trainings available. We're going to be sending those out. Those are about 30 to 40 minutes each. There's also some great phone scripts, being able to talk to people over the phone, kind of developing that skill and that craft so that you can do everything start to finish, including diving into the e-application. One very, very important link that I'm going to be sending out today is what you're seeing on the right-hand side of the screen here. This is the iGenius Training Center. And what we've done is basically taken every single part of the iGenius platform. That includes basic training on life insurance products, index universal life, final expense, and really also telesales training, e-applications, drop tickets, e-delivery, how to do basic quotes, how to use the agency automator platform, how to use all these different things, which are all designed for that agent in that virtual environment to conduct business and to do it efficiently, and actually not only just conduct business, but generate more sales in that environment. So we've got a lot of great material in that iGenius Training Center. I'm going to dive into some of that in a couple of minutes here, but really, really great resources at your fingertips. I think if you haven't used any of these tools, or maybe you're used to doing a paper app, I guarantee you, once you do a drop ticket or an e-app, which I'm going to go into in a couple slides, you're never going to want to take a paper app again. It's very, very simple, very, very easy. And so I think you'll really like what we're going to go into in a couple minutes here.
Okay, good stuff, Joe. So this is all built for you all, okay? And I'm just going to tell you real quick, this is the Bill Levinson Experience podcast. And what I wanted to mention, last week, we were just rated on a national level through Apple Podcasts, number 209, okay, out of thousands and thousands of business marketing podcasts. So I believe this is working great, and we're getting lots of great feedback. In fact, I would love if you can leave a comment or review either on our Facebook page or on the Apple Podcast channel. We'll send you a free IUL marketing book if you do, but we want to hear from you because I create these every month with you in mind. So ultimately, you can walk away with some new nuggets that will help change your business. Okay, I'm going to point out a couple here you should really listen to. You can do this from YouTube, from our website, from any smartphone, Android, Apple phone, tablet, whatever it is. Okay, just go to podcast, Bill Levinson Experience. It's a free download and you're in. But I want to point out just a few that I think you will really learn a lot from, okay? Look at the pictures there in black and white. If you look at the third from the left side, that's Emmanuel, and I know he's also on this webinar right now. Even before this whole thing came up with coronavirus, 99% of his sales were sold over the phone or online. Okay, he's got a great story. It's an hour long. And then to the right of him, Ian, that's another guy. Same exact thing. They have a little different business model, but they have great stories that you can all relate to when it comes to selling from home. It's the bottom line. Okay, one more real quick. Gary Vaynerchuk. He is second bottom row from the right side. Gary V, that guy is the man when it comes to social media marketing. If you've never heard of him, go do a search for Gary V, and that's VEE. I sat down with him for 1 hour at their New York City home office, and we dove into pretending you're an insurance agent in today's times and how would you market yourself online. And he dives into everything, social media platforms, what is important for you all. It's a great 1 hour podcast. The last one real quick is Wally. And in fact, he's not even on there because we just launched it. In fact, yesterday, I believe. So here's what's neat about Wally's story. So he's a Levinson MDRT agent for many, many years. In fact, he's been in the business since 1965. He's in his 70s. He's also on the call today. And here's what I love about Wally. Oh, in fact, if you look at the picture in the bottom left, that's me and Wally standing there, the latest episode, number 18. But here's what's neat about his story. So at his age, he understands, and this is before, again, the whole COVID-19 whole issue came up. He knew and saw the wave coming, and years ago said, you know, Bill, I have to have a website, and I have to have a Facebook page, and I need to start e-blasting all of my clients and my prospects and working on my existing book of business that he's been literally working on for the past 50 plus years, okay? And he said, you know what, I get it, and I understand why this is so important, not only to make it in 2020 and in the future, but to expand and grow. And he shares his great story on no matter what age you are. There's no time limit on this. Everyone can do it. So again, a very relatable episode number 18. I think you all are going to get some great, great wisdom from that episode as well. But check these out when you get a chance, especially at a time like this when you have plenty of time from your third bedroom home office, or if you're working at your office, whatever the case is. If you're walking, or there's no gyms open, so if you're walking around the block, bike ride, put your headphones in and listen, okay? I always look at this like, hey, you're going to put your favorite, satellite radio station on, or put in an old CD, whatever the case is. Why not put something on that you can learn something from, right? That you can say, hey, what a great idea this guy Emmanuel shared with me. I'm going to try this in my practice. Well, obviously, that's a lot more fruitful than your favorite Metallica or Jay-Z song, right? We all know how that works. So check it out when you get a chance. I'm curious to hear your thoughts, and it's only going to begin from here. They're going to get better and better and better with famous guests, with big shot agents in our industry. And again, I promise you, and that's two promises, by the way. I'm writing this down. So this is going to get bigger and better, and our customer service will only get better through the times. Okay, with that said, Joe's jumping back in. We're going to shift gears into the digital sales and telesales tips and pointers. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So the first thing, I've gotten a lot of phone calls from agents saying, my clients are canceling appointments and they want to talk to me, and kind of what do I do? So I'm going to send this out later today, but I think it's important to kind of make sure that everything's working properly. So we often get phone calls from agents that are in the middle of an e-app or e-delivery, and the client's on the other end of the phone, and they're kind of waiting to get something, and they're kind of fumbling through that process. So I always recommend, if you haven't done an e-app, test it out. Go in there, put your information in, run a quote. I'm going to show you in a couple slides on how to do that. But make sure that everything is working properly, meaning your virtual meeting software, which if you don't have, I'm going to give you a couple recommendations, your phone, your instant messaging, your emails, making sure everything's up to date, because if you're relying upon all those technology tools to transact business and something's not working, then you cause delays on the client and with the insurance carrier. And so just making sure everything is working properly, I think, is the best way to kind of ensure that there's no hiccups. You can kind of, put your foot on the gas and go as fast as you need to go to be able to write policies. And a couple of those tools that I think are important to test out is our mobile app. I know Bill mentioned that. If you have an Apple or an Android, whatever it might be, you can download that mobile app. You can get forms, you can do e-apps, term quotes. So this is really, really helpful to kind of make sure that even if you're not sitting down at your desk, maybe you're taking a break or you're on that walk that Bill mentioned, you can pull out your phone and kind of look at what's going on with everything and get back to people much faster. Making sure that that's up to date. In the middle there, on the Levinson Associates website, we have a case status button that not only tells you everything about all your pending cases, you can also view your closed cases, anything that was declined. You can even see underwriting comments and notes on what's outstanding. That's very, very important to kind of know what's going on every single case. You can see a snapshot of everything in real time. If you have downline agents and you're a general agency, you can also check the status of all downline agent cases. So you can see everything in one spot, which is extremely helpful. On the right-hand side here, this I think is very, very important. Doing everything over the phone is great. Sometimes you have to walk the client through either an e-app or a particular presentation. If you don't have any sort of system already to host online meetings, I've got some recommendations for you. The first of which is at the top is GoToMeeting. That's actually the platform we're using right now. We use it here in the office every single week, multiple times a week for all of our webinars, all of our training meetings. It's just a really great system. It even allows you to record everything. You can see, who was on, how long they were on, and a lot of agents are hosting sales seminars. Instead of buying everybody dinner at a restaurant, they're doing a virtual meeting, maybe giving away a free scholarship certificate through our scholarship platform. You can host those online meetings through that GoToMeeting platform. Very easy to use. It actually integrates with a lot of different email platform calendars. So everything is right in front of you at your fingertips, and you can kind of really organize all your different client meetings. So definitely recommend downloading that. Beneath that is another great platform that we've used, which is called Zoom. Also, a lot of agents use Skype, so you can do that as well. But just a great way to kind of interact with those clients. You can share handouts, you can share videos. We even have some agents that have their presentation, their videos, and they just basically go in and kind of go through the process. You can even hit play, and that client can watch a pre-recorded webinar. So a lot of great tools you can use. That I think is extremely important to be able to interact with people in that virtual environment. Also, e-applications. I know I mentioned this before. If you go on our website and you run a quote, you'll have two options: a full e-application and a drop ticket. And I'm going to explain the difference. The drop ticket is a fast, easy way to put in basic client information. You're basically submitting a ticket to the insurance company saying, my client wants to buy insurance. Here's their pertinent information. Please contact them, complete the telephone interview, and hopefully we can go through on a non-medical basis. But if we do need an exam, the carrier will order that. That is literally a 2 to 3 minute process. The client does not have to sign anything, either paper or e-signature. It's basically just submitting basic info, and then the carrier picks up the ball and runs with it from there. And our case management staff gives you updates throughout the entire process. So if you have someone who is committed, they're interested, they want to get the insurance, but they don't have a lot of time to take the e-app, you can do a quick, easy drop ticket. And when you run the quote on the website and you hit apply, it'll give you the option. Do you want a drop ticket? Do you want a paper app? Or do you want an e-application? So the drop ticket, we just covered. A paper app, of course, everyone's familiar with that. The e-application is a little more in-depth. That's what you're seeing on the slide in front of you. It's actually a full application, just like paper, but everything's online. If you have that client that's maybe working from home and they have an extra 7 to 10 minutes to complete the e-application, I recommend doing the e-app. You're going to collect all their information, all their medical details, all their payment for the policy, and they're going to receive an email where they can actually e-sign the policy, or the application rather. So very quick, very easy. It is foolproof. So by the time this gets transmitted to the home office, they're automatically pulling MIB, script check, MVR, everything they need to have it go through the underwriting process. So I would definitely recommend, if you haven't used an e-app or a drop ticket, jump in there and just fill one out on yourself and go through the whole process so you can actually see what the emails look like, how to e-sign the application, and then we also have some great training links on the right-hand side here, which I'll send out today, that actually walk you through every single step of the process. So I think it's very important to go through and do a test e-app before you actually are in a situation with the client where they're waiting to get the policy, they're stressed out, they're trying to get it done. The last thing you want to do is fumble around with the technology. So definitely take a look at that. If you have any questions on the e-app or drop ticket, call our marketing team. We can literally walk you through that process as well. But those training videos do a really, really good job of showing you just how to use that platform. E-requirement, this is an awesome tool. It is absolutely free to every single Levinson agent. If you were to actually call them directly, I think they charge $4 to $5 per transaction. But as a Levinson agent, we cover the entire cost. It's basically a way to streamline your application. So if you do an e-application and it's in underwriting, and then the underwriter says, your client is actually a private pilot and they fly in the weekends, we need an aviation questionnaire. Well, now we've got to go back to that client, either mail them or fax them or email them that aviation questionnaire. What e-requirement allows you to do is get an e-signature on any outstanding forms for that carrier, so you can basically e-sign it, send it right to the carrier, and you're done. You don't have to see that client. It's another great tool that you can use to do all your business online in that virtual environment. So you can access that right underneath the Agent Tools tab. And again, it will be in one of the links that I send out this afternoon. So again, one less reason to have to see that client. You can do everything virtually using that e-requirement tool. Next up is e-delivery. E-delivery, I think, is awesome. A lot of carriers are starting to adopt this more and more. Basically, just like we do an e-application, we can now deliver the policy electronically via email. The best part is, in a normal scenario where you're actually getting a paper policy, seeing that client face-to-face or using snail mail, it's going to take, on average, about a week and a half to place that policy. With e-delivery, we've actually seen policies approved, issued, and e-delivered within 24 hours, which means you get paid much faster. The client gets their policy much faster. It's all very simple and easy to use. This tool is actually integrated into the Levinson Associates website. So the basic process is you do the e-application or the drop ticket or the paper app, and when that goes through underwriting and gets approved, you basically get an email from our case management staff that says, congratulations, policy's been approved. Here's the link for e-delivery. And it will walk you through each step of verifying the client, the policy number, the death benefit amount, making sure the beneficiaries are correct. And then all you have to do is enter in that client's email address. And then that client gets an email with a copy of their policy, and they type in their name, they type in the date, and they've just e-signed the entire policy. You, of course, get a copy of it in case they need a backup, but really, really simple, easy way to e-deliver policies. It's always been kind of the slow part of life insurance is the underwriting and then waiting for all the paper policies to come in the mail. So definitely recommend using e-delivery. We've got some great training videos that I will include in today's email as well. So definitely a tool that you want to use moving forward. DocuSign. This is a great tool. A lot of carriers, as you can see from this slide, are starting to kind of adapt and use DocuSign. It's basically a very similar tool to an e-application, but you can actually set up your own DocuSign account and use it to have clients e-sign different documents. So if you're already using DocuSign, I would say, here's a great little cheat sheet that I'll send out to let you know which carriers actually accept DocuSign and which ones don't. But in my recommendation, that e-application that's built into our quoting system is the best tool to use because it already has the entire e-application mapped out for you. Whereas DocuSign, you've got to go through and kind of add in signatures in different spots. So it's good for ancillary forms, but the e-applications we have built into the website would be my recommendation to use right out of the gate. Up next here, I want to make sure everybody is familiar with our quoting tool. So like I mentioned before, if you're doing an e-app, it's actually integrated right into our website. So when you run a quote, we've got this neat little built-in underwriting tool called X-Ray Lite. You can enter in all of your clients' information. This will also show you non-med carriers. So there is a way when you run a quote to actually tell the system, just show me simplified issue carriers. My client does not want to do a paramedic exam. They do not want to have an examiner coming to their home. So you can actually shop just companies and products that will waive the paramedic exam. So extremely important, especially now with people maybe not being comfortable with that examiner coming into their home. And what we've done is built a separate section of the website that actually drills down all the non-med options. We've got some updates here, like I mentioned earlier, LSW now up to 3 million. So this is a great little cheat sheet to show you kind of which carriers have non-med options. We even, like Bill mentioned, have one up to 5 million that we've gotten approved within 72 hours. And then on that same page, you can access all the flyers, all the materials that you would likely send out to that client to let them know, hey, this is the process, this is how it works. Most of them do a simple telephone interview, and then they'll actually approve the policy if there's no red flag. So a lot of great non-med options. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more updates to this section of the website in the coming weeks.
Okay, good stuff, Joe. Yeah, we're going to send out a thank you email, by the way, to every single participant by the end of today. Okay, and we're going to include some of these brochures. That non-med flyer is going to be very helpful for you all. If you do not receive the thank you email, let's say by the end of today, please reach out to us. That means either we have your wrong email address or it's going into your junk folder, but let us know if you do not receive it, please. That means there's a problem with either our side or your side, and we need to have it fixed. So yeah, that non-med option list is like the Bible, for especially right now. And like Joe said, we're seeing a lot more carriers that are more lenient. They're raising face amounts. They're trying to approve cases without an exam, okay, especially because it's challenging right now for examiners to go out, okay? We do have most of our exam companies are still okay during, I would say, as of today, but obviously that can change. But it's very important that you know these like the back of your hand. What I would do is pick like 2 or 3 of your go-tos and stick with those carriers and platforms. I would say non-med with an e-app, even electronic policy delivery is a slam dunk, especially if they have competitive rates that can compete with like a fully underwritten product. So you'll have an answer within, 24 hours versus, another agent with a carrier that's waiting 4 to 6 weeks. So another way you can edge out your competition. Okay, the ultimate way to sell during a time like this is think Amazon for insurance. Okay, that's Insure Me Now Direct. And if you've been on my webinars, you've heard this a million times, but the reason why I'm bringing this up again is because we're about a week away from launching Gerber on the platform, straight up guaranteed issue life, even if you're COVID positive, okay, number one. Number two, they have the Grow Up plan, again, guaranteed issue, and our new term product up to $500,000 instant decision with e-policy delivery. What does that mean to you and your clients? What that means is your client can go on your website, run a quote up to $500,000, have an approval in real time. By the time they're done filling out the online e-application, they have an approval, okay? Then they click another button to print and save their policy. And you just got paid full commission as if you were sitting face-to-face with a client at a local Starbucks, okay? So just think about the timing of this, okay? Obviously, we didn't know coronavirus was coming and changing the way that everybody does business. We had no idea, but it just turns out we're a week away from launching this in just about every state in the U.S., so the timing couldn't be better. This is a free platform. It's free for you. In fact, even if you have your non-resident states, they pay for your appointment fee for your resident state and your non-resident states, which I've never heard of before. Okay, so that is going to be a game changer. We're launching next week. We have a webinar, in fact, on Thursday and Friday at 2 p.m., where we're diving into the new carrier additions. Everything that we were going to go over at the expo, we're doing next Thursday and Friday live via webinar, just like you're on right now. So I'm going to share some more details in a minute. But Insure Me Now Direct, okay, that will make 5 carriers on the platform, over 10 products. We have a handful of guaranteed issue products, CI, DI, accidental death, life insurance, whole life. Everything is on the platform, direct to consumer, very, very simple. Look at the quote screen in the middle. That's a picture of you, your email, your phone number. This is where the client puts in some basic information, and then depending on the state they're in, it's going to tell them what products are available for that age range and the state the client resides in. It's that simple, okay? I promise you, Amazon for Insurance, this is going to change the game for insurance agents across the country, especially at a time like this. All right, let's move forward here. We're going to dive in a little deeper in the reason why the new $500,000 term company, it's an A-plus rated company that you all have heard of. Okay, I can't tell you the name yet until next week because of strict NDAs, but everybody on this call knows the company, A-plus rated, household name. We are the only agency to offer this ever in history. Okay, so great time to network. And let's say if you have a friend or family member in the mortgage business or health insurance or P&C business or at a local bank, whatever the case is, we can co-brand the platform just for them, and you get full commission for every product sold. The opportunities are endless here, okay? And everything is built so the client can log in from home or any smartphone, okay? Very easy. The new products, like I just said, Gerber, guaranteed issue whole life, grow up plan, $500,000 term. We also added a new guaranteed issue disability plan that's also launching next week. We have a non-insurance product called ReliaShield, identity theft protection. We, of course, have Legacy Armor. We have our scholarship program on there. It's self-enroll. So if you sell any of our products that come with the scholarship program, which, by the way, now there's over 10 carriers, you just send the client to your platform. They self-enroll in 5 minutes, done. They just got a free scholarship for their children or grandchildren. That simple, no charge, no fees, no commission reductions. Okay, on the bottom there are some bullets based on the new $500,000 term product. Take a quick look, 25,000 to $500,000. We're writing clients all the way up to age 65. The client can even pay monthly premium by credit card or debit card or checking or savings. It doesn't get any easier than this. And Florida was just approved. They're always last to be approved, if they even get approved. We just got them approved through compliance. So I am so excited about this, especially once again at a time like this. To get started, go to our website, CarrieLevinson.com. Very simple. Hover over products. You'll see it highlighted in yellow. There's a big star, Sell While You Sleep, which is also Insure Me Now Direct. That is where you're going to start. There's no fees, no nothing. Okay, very, very simple. And this is just the beginning. We have more carriers and products that we're already talking to now. So this is moving along. It's Amazon for Insurance. All right, we have a free orphan lead. We literally have thousands of orphans sitting right now in our server today. Okay, we're just waiting to hand them out. So what we did, let's go to the next slide, Joe. What we did is put together a special incentive. If you're a brand new agent, write one app, boom, you get a batch of orphan leads, at least 2 to 3, depending on your state, with one app. If you're an existing agent, I believe it's a 2 or 3 app minimum. Joe, is that right? For existing agents?
Yes, yep, minimum 2.
Minimum 2 apps. So everybody can do that that's on this call today, okay? So anyway, we have a orphan lead incentive program we're running for 6 weeks during this challenging time. We'll include that in today's thank you email. And then I wanted Joe to touch on all of our other lead programs that are available to you. These are co-op deals. We have lowered the minimum number of leads you have to buy with each vendor, okay? So take advantage of this. Joe's going to touch on these briefly, and then we'll move forward.
Perfect. Yep. So I'm going to send out a link today. I know there's a lot of links being sent out today, but LevinsonLeadProgram.com will actually break down every single one of these programs. So, of course, during these times, not being able to prospect face-to-face for a lot of agents, we're looking at what type of lead programs do you have access to as a Levinson agent. So starting at the left there, we have a live transfer lead program where you basically sit down at your computer, you hit the open button, and then your phone rings with a live client that meets specific criteria you're looking for. You can really create your own schedule in real time, and I think avoiding the whole phone tag part of the industry is extremely important. So it's a great tool to look into. On the right-hand side, top right, we have social media marketing platforms. We literally have a firm that will dive in, create your social media, post ongoing content to help drive traffic to your website. And that's especially important if you're using that Insure Me Now Direct platform, where clients can run their own quotes, apply for coverage, and even get approved instantly, like Bill had mentioned. Bottom left there, verified mortgage lead program. Those are basically leads delivered in real time. They're actually looking at a 60% set ratio for online appointments. So it's a great way to dive into telesales. Very similar platform on the right-hand side for the final expense market. So whether you're looking at mortgage leads or the final expense market, we have programs for each of those. Next slide here, Bill already mentioned the orphan lead program. We're going to be sending out that flyer, but a lot of great resources for conversion or maybe changing some of those coverage options. And then from our annuity desk, we have an awesome direct mail annuity program. This is great for a lot of agents that are doing annuity e-applications now, to be able to write those annuity products completely over the phone. And also a lot of those annuity carriers are giving you a $100 or $200 bonus for doing an annuity e-app. So a lot of great incentives on the annuity side. And then bottom right there, final expense co-op lead program. That is a direct mail piece. It actually goes hand in hand with our turnkey prospecting system for final expense. So that includes videos, training material, sales scripts, even a great way to give those clients looking for final expense a really, really great added benefit. It's called Legacy Safeguard. We'll send that out today, but we have a complete turnkey system for those final expense sales as well, which is great. Also, Agency Automator. This is a great tool, proprietary for Levinson agents. You actually have access to two different databases as a Levinson agent. You have a consumer database of about 28.4 million records, and then a business owner database of 6.7 million records. So you can go into the database, plug in your zip code, or maybe you have a non-resident license you want to use. You can sort by zip code. You can pick a mile radius. So if you wanted everybody within a 25-mile radius from your office, you can sort by this one for business owners. You can sort by specific industry codes. So if I wanted to go after attorneys or doctors or orthodontists, you can pick the specific industry code. You can even sort by date of birth, by net worth, by income, even if someone's a tobacco user. So you can really fine tune an email marketing system and really drive traffic to your website using this platform. The system will then tell you actually how many people fit that criteria and then generate a list with their name, phone number, email, physical address, so you can actually reach out to them, do some email marketing. And what's so great is our email marketing system through Agency Automator actually shows you and tells you when they open your email. So you're not just sending out emails and hoping that someone reaches out to you. You're getting real-time notifications that someone's just opened that email. So it's a great way to kind of follow up on that warm lead and kind of talk to those people and develop a conversation. So a great way to prospect and market in what's going on in today's society. Also, Bill mentioned earlier some guaranteed issue plans, even for those clients that are COVID positive. We have guaranteed issue critical illness. We can do $5,000 or $10,000 of guaranteed issue critical illness. We have a guaranteed issue disability policy, which you can do up to $500 a month. Both those products are on our client-driven platform, so you can literally send the client a link. They can do the entire process themselves. Same thing for guaranteed issue whole life. We have several options that'll actually go up to $40,000 of guaranteed issue. And the one that we have on the platform, of course, Gerber Life, goes up to $25,000. Guaranteed issue accidental death. We also have guaranteed issue group life. So if you have some business owners that maybe have some medical issues, there's at least 5 employees there, we can get them into a group policy, guaranteed issue up to $50,000, and then guaranteed issue accident and hospital indemnity, especially with what's going on today. If that client is in that hospital and they're going to have some pretty hefty medical bills, that hospital indemnity plan will actually help cover that. So great options. A lot of those, most of those actually are available on that client-driven platform, Insure Me Now Direct.
Okay, good stuff, Joe. We're just about done, by the way. I know it's a lot of information, okay? It's a lot to cover, but we really wanted to make sure that everyone walked away with something, okay? By the way, we have a record number of agents on from all over the country. So my hat goes off to all of you. Thank you for taking the time and spending it with us. My goal, once again, is that every single one of you walked away with something that will help make this transition a little easier for you, okay? This is our second to last slide, by the way, and then we'll have our incentive. So real quick, upcoming agent training events. If you want to dive in a little deeper to Agency Automator, that database where you can prospect, our CRM tool, your free website builder, whatever the case is, every single day, even during this time right now, every day, 2 p.m. Eastern, Kevin, our programmer, hosts these live trainings, and there's an open forum so you can jump in and ask questions as they go to make sure that you're comfortable. Legacy Armor, very, very important. That is the online safe deposit box, so to speak. And there's a self-enroll link on Insure Me Now Direct, but you should be talking about this to every single client. As a Levinson agent, it's free for you, and you get to participate in the co-op deal where your clients only pay $4 a month if they want the platform, which has artificial intelligence built in. If they pass on, their beneficiaries got to get an automatic ping that says, hey, Aunt Betty, who moved to Switzerland, passed on. Here's all of her insurance product information. Here's all her passwords. Here's all the pictures she wanted to share with you when she passed on. And here's her Aunt Judy's address where the pot of gold is buried in the city of Coral Springs, okay? So that is crucial. It's all protected by government security. It is a great tool to open doors and differentiate yourself from your competition. On the bottom there, if you're working with small businesses, and yes, you can do this over the phone or through GoToMeeting or Zoom, we have a great presentation from American National. We're diving into this on Thursday. They also have one of the top no-lapse UL products with built-in return of premium and living benefits, and it's the most competitive permanent GUL product out there on the street today. So try to be on that call Thursday, 2 p.m. Okay, last slide here before we buckle up. A couple things I want to mention. First off, very, very important, our expo was postponed, but I wanted to make sure that everybody still got the same knowledge, just as if they were sitting here in South Florida at the beach in Deerfield, okay? So next Thursday and Friday, what we're doing is having a special edition webinar focused on just like as if you were sitting live at our expo on Thursday. We're jumping into all of the new Insure Me Now Direct editions, all of the new updates, changes that we were going to speak about at the expo. We've been waiting all year for that, okay? On Friday, we're jumping into the official keynote presentation by Joe Ross. It's a 1-hour-long keynote, but on a webinar. So you're sitting at home, just like as if you were live, and his topic hasn't changed. It's exactly what he promised us he was going to do live, and it's opening doors to make the insurance pitch. And he's going to talk about that for an hour. He is the top sales coach, in my opinion, in the industry today. So he is the man. I promise you that. So make sure you're on those webinars next Thursday and Friday. Now, by the way, I know we had a lot of content. If you have questions and you've been typing them in, we're doing our best to get everything answered. But if not, as soon as we hang up in 2 minutes here, we're going to answer all of your questions, and we're sending out that thank you email. So we want to make sure that everybody receives that. And if you haven't, let us know and we'll get it out to you. Okay, let's move on to the last slide here before we wrap it up. We're going to ask our question of the day. Today also happens to be Positive Tuesday, so my favorite day. We're obviously trying to make a positive spin out of this whole thing that's going on right now. So real quick, make sure your little fingers are on your keyboard, and whoever answers first and correctly wins the new Amazon Fire tablet, so you can write your e-apps and host your own GoToMeetings. Okay, real quick, I'm going to ask one simple question, okay? What is the max face amount that a Levinson carrier will go to and have non-medical underwriting? What is that number? The max face amount, non-med limits. By the way, it's term or permanent insurance. What is that number? The max face amount with no exam needed. Joe, who is the winner?
Yep, the winner is, 1 second, Mariana P. from Texas.
Mariana P. from Texas. The number was $5 million, no exam needed, term or permanent insurance. We're going to end with this, okay? While you're sitting at home or in your third bedroom or home office, whatever the case is, take advantage. We have thousands of orphan leads sitting here. Write an app and you get some. It's that simple. Take advantage. We're going to send out the incentive now. It's called Sell While You're Quarantined. We're going to end with our Positive Tuesday quote. Never forget the great times. Learn from the tough times, and you will never have the hard times. Folks, together we can. We are not going anywhere. We're here for you every step of the way. Good luck. Be safe. Thank you again. We'll talk next week. Good luck. Take care.